Now to today's other top story, the celebration of the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., complete with a visit to Atlanta from President Joe Biden. The setting was Ebenezer Baptist Church, a congregation which once regularly heard the sermons of Dr. King before his assassination in 1968. On this Sunday, the historic sermon came from the nation's president, and he used it to say democracy was at a perilous moment. Biden arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson aboard Air Force One and was met on the tarmac by Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens and U.S. Senator John Ossoff. Then the motorcade wound its way down Sweet Auburn and to Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Georgia's other U.S. Senator, the Reverend Raphael Warnock, welcomed him. In his remarks, the president spoke of Dr. King's mission, which was, in his words, to redeem the soul of America.
What is the soul of America? It's easy to say, but what is the soul of America? Well, the soul is the breath, the life, the essence of who we are. The soul makes us us. The soul of America is embodied in the sacred proposition that we're all created equal in the image of God.
Biden's words were meant to invoke the memory of Dr. King, but also inspire a push to the future and continue his legacy. With more on the president's visit, here's 11 Alive's Karis Belger.
With today's sermon, Biden became the first sitting president to speak at Ebenezer Baptist Church, and he took the opportunity to reflect on Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy and make a charge for the future. As the sun rose on Ebenezer Baptist Church Sunday, the people filed in for a special word.
This is a historic moment, and I'm so grateful and thankful and feeling utterly blessed to be a part of this miraculous and memorable occasion.
The occasion, the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 94th birthday, and a service meant to honor his legacy ahead of the holiday which bears his name. President Biden arrived Sunday morning to give a sermon at the invitation of Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock, making him the first sitting president to do so. Biden using his time in the pulpit to reflect on the impact of the civil rights icon.
We gather to contemplate his moral vision and to commit ourselves to his path, the path that leads to the beloved community.
And asking those watching and listening to do a little good in King's name.
We have to choose a community over chaos. Are we the people who are going to choose love over hate? These are the vital questions of our time.
This was the perfect time for Joe Biden to come and give his speech.
Jaquette Lowry was one of many inside the sanctuary for the president's sermon, a message she says was perfectly timed. She joined the crowd of people, young and old, waiting for a glimpse of the departing motorcade after the service. The president's words about taking action, top of mind.
It's just loving each other, you know, for who we all are, and just being able to just get along and be on one accord.
In Atlanta, Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
And if you missed President Biden's remarks, you can watch his full address today at Ebenezer Baptist over on our streaming platform 11 Alive Plus. You can download it on Roku or Amazon Fire TV.